Welcome back to B&B Spoilers channel. Today, we will learn about the escalating tensions and dark undercurrents brewing in the latest episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Set to air on Tuesday, June 3rd, this installment promises a whirlwind of drama as Sheila Sharp takes a fierce stand against her granddaughter, Luna Nozawa, over a dangerous fixation on Steffy Forrester. With family ties strained to the breaking point and sinister intentions lurking beneath the surface, the Forrester and Sharp clans are on a collision course with chaos. Let's dive into the heart of this gripping storyline, exploring new layers of complexity, hidden motivations, and the potential fallout for everyone involved in this high-stakes saga. The episode kicks off with Sheila Sharp, a woman whose tumultuous past has often cast her as the villain, stepping into an unexpected role as a fierce protector. Sheila, having undergone a dramatic transformation in her outlook, is now determined to shield Steffy Forrester, the wife of her beloved son, Finn, from harm. However, the threat doesn't come from an outsider but from within the familial Luna Nozawa, Sheila's own granddaughter. Luna has been vocal about her desire to remain in Los Angeles, weaving a web of justifications for why she belongs there. Yet Sheila, with her sharp instincts honed by years of navigating treachery, sees through Luna's words. She senses a dangerous obsession taking root, one eerily reminiscent of her own past misdeeds. Sheila fears that if Luna lingers in LA, her fixation on displacing Steffy could spiral into something catastrophic. To add depth to this dynamic, imagine Sheila recalling a specific moment from her own dark history, perhaps a time when obsession led her to cross unforgivable lines. This memory fuels her urgency as she pleads with Luna to seize the opportunity for a fresh start far from the temptations and triggers of Los Angeles. Luna, however, is not easily swayed. Beneath her seemingly innocent exterior lies a stubborn streak and a deep yearning for connection. She envisions a picture-perfect family with Sheila, Finn, and Finn's young son, Hayes Forrester Finnegan, a dream that, in her mind, is cruelly obstructed by Steffy's presence. This longing is not just about belonging, it's about rewriting her own fractured past. A detail we can imagine stems from a childhood marked by abandonment or instability. In a chilling twist, Luna recently floated the idea of eliminating Steffy altogether, a suggestion that sends shockwaves through Sheila. Picture Luna, in a moment of quiet desperation, confiding this dark thought not just as a passing whim but as a calculated necessity. Her words hang heavy in the air, revealing a side of her that's willing to embrace the darkest paths to achieve her version of happiness. This sets the stage for a confrontation that crackles with intensity, as Sheila must grapple with the unsettling realization that history might be repeating itself through Luna. Sheila's response is nothing short of explosive, a testament to her newfound commitment to redemption and protecting her son's family. Where once she might have schemed to remove Steffy herself, indeed, her past includes a sinister attempt on Steffy's life. Sheila now sees the profound pain such actions would inflict. She's haunted by the thought of Finn's heartbreak and young Hayes growing up without a mother, a scenario she refuses to let unfold. In a charged face-to-face with Luna, Sheila unleashes her protective fury, her voice a mix of anger and desperation. She commands Luna to abandon any thoughts of harming Steffy, emphasizing that Finn's happiness and stability are non-negotiable. To enrich the scene, imagine Sheila drawing on a poignant memory of Finn as a child, a fleeting moment of vulnerability she clings to as her reason for change. She warns Luna that crossing this line will have dire consequences, hinting at her own capacity for ruthlessness if pushed too far. Sheila's message is clear: back off, or face a side of her that even Luna, with all her boldness, might not be prepared to confront. Yet Luna's resolve remains unshaken, her obsession blinding her to Sheila's warnings. Far from heeding the caution, Luna takes a terrifying step forward, secretly acquiring a firearm with the intent to act on her dangerous impulses. This chilling development adds a layer of suspense to the narrative, as we imagine Luna wrestling with her conscience in a dimly lit room. The cold metal of the gun is stark contrast to the emotional turmoil within her. Perhaps she writes a letter to herself, justifying her actions as the only way to secure the family she craves, a detail that underscores her tragic descent into darkness. Steffy, unaware of the storm brewing, becomes the unwitting target of a plot that could shatter lives. The tension is palpable as we anticipate how this deadly intent will play out, with Luna's actions poised to ignite a firestorm within the Forrester family. Meanwhile, the danger surrounding Steffy doesn't go unnoticed by those closest to her. Ridge Forrester, ever the protective father, makes a visit to the Cliff house, his concern for Steffi etched into every word. In a heated discussion, Ridge vents his frustration and fear over Luna's apparent vendetta against his daughter. He paints a vivid picture of the threat Luna poses, perhaps recounting unsettling encounters or rumors that have reached his ears, adding a new dimension to his worry. Finn, caught in the middle of this brewing storm, reassures Ridge with a steely determination to safeguard Steffi and their children. Picture Finn gripping Ridge's shoulder in solidarity, his promise carrying the weight of a man who has already lost too much to family chaos. Yet, despite his resolve, Finn remains unaware of the full extent of Luna's plans, a blind spot that could prove catastrophic. The episode hints at a looming family crisis, one that will test bonds and loyalties in ways no one could foresee. As the storyline unfolds, The Bold and the Beautiful sets the stage for shocking revelations and heart-wrenching decisions. Finn is destined to receive updates on Luna's actions, news that will likely shatter his perception of family and trust. We can envision Finn receiving a cryptic phone call late at night, the voice on the other, and delivering a bombshell about Luna's intentions that leaves him reeling. His reaction, whether it's rage, disbelief, or a desperate plea for understanding, will be a pivotal moment in this arc. The chaos surrounding Steffi is not just a personal threat but a fracture in the fragile web of relationships that define the Forrester and Sharp legacies. Will Sheila's efforts to steer Luna away from darkness succeed, or will Luna's obsession lead to irreversible tragedy? And how will Finn navigate the fallout when the truth comes to light? Next, we will learn about the intense family drama and simmering tensions at Forrester Creations as Steffi Forrester navigates a web of personal challenges and dangerous revelations in the latest episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. This installment dives deep into the emotional turmoil surrounding Steffi, Hope Logan, and Ridge Forrester as they grapple with the unsettling presence of Luna Nozawa, now revealed to be Finn's daughter. With betrayal, loss, and mistrust casting long shadows over their relationships, the Forrester family braces for potential threats while trying to hold on to hope for brighter days. Join us as we explore every facet of this gripping narrative, adding fresh perspectives and intricate details to paint a vivid picture of the stakes at play. The episode opens in the heart of Forrester Creations, where Steffi catches up with Hope in a moment of candid conversation amid their bustling work environment. Steffi, with a mix of curiosity and concern in her tone, inquires whether Hope has shared the news of her recent engagement with Liam Spencer. Hope nods with a faint smile, revealing that she has indeed opened up to Liam about her commitment. She goes further, sharing a heartfelt detail that it was Liam's encouragement that nudged her toward reconciling with Carter Walton, a gesture that speaks volumes about their complex history. Steffi, ever the supportive friend despite their past rivalries, reaffirms her desire to see Hope thrive, her words carrying a warmth that cuts through the office's usual tension. Hope mirrors this sentiment, expressing her own wish for Steffi's happiness, acknowledging the heavy burdens they both shoulder. To enrich this exchange, imagine a quiet moment where Hope glances at a framed photo on her desk, a snapshot of happier times with Steffi, reminding viewers of the deep, if often strained, bond between these two women amid life's relentless storms. Their conversation quickly shifts to the elephant in the room, the bombshell revelation that Luna is Finn's daughter, a truth that has shaken Steffi to her core. Hope's voice softens as she admits she can hardly fathom the stress Steffi must be enduring under the weight of this discovery. Steffi, however, brushes off the topic with a weary sigh, her expression tightening as she confesses she'd rather not dwell on Luna right now. Beneath her composed exterior, there's a flicker of vulnerability, perhaps a memory of the moment she first learned of Luna's true identity. A scene we can envision unfolding late at night when Finn broke the news with trembling hands. Steffi's reluctance to engage with the subject hints at deeper wounds, ones she's not yet ready to confront in the bright light of the Forrester office. This moment underscores her struggle to balance personal pain with the demands of her professional life, a juggling act that adds a poignant layer to her character. The atmosphere grows heavier as Ridge Forrester strides into the room, his frustration palpable as he launches into a tirade about Bill Spencer's baffling decision to secure Luna's release from prison. His words drip with disdain as he questions Bill's motives, labeling him a narcissist and an egomaniac whose actions defy logic. Ridge paints a grim picture of the consequence. Luna, implicated in the death of a man who might have been her father, walks free while Hollis' grieving family is left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. To add depth, imagine Ridge clenching a stress ball on the desk as he speaks, a small but telling detail of the rage he's barely containing. The trio spy Hope and Ridge unite in their condemnation of Bill's choice, their shared outrage forging a temporary alliance against an external threat. Hope chimes in, her voice tinged with sorrow, revealing how the losses of Tom and Hollis have nearly broken her father, Deacon Sharp. Ridge offers a gruff but genuine apology for Deacon's pain, a rare moment of empathy that highlights the interconnected web of grief binding these families. Steffi shifts the focus back to Luna, her tone hardening as she reflects on the chilling nature of Finn's newfound daughter. She muses that while Deacon might have tamed Sheila Sharp's wilder impulses, Luna is an entirely different beast. Steffi describes with a shudder as a monster, recalling a recent encounter. Steffi describes the emptiness in Luna's eyes, a void that seemed to revel in the thought of destruction. We can picture Steffi standing by a window, staring out at the LA skyline as she recounts this, the city's vastness mirroring the depth of her fear. She insists that every measure must be taken to keep Luna at a distance from her family, her resolve unyielding. This protective ferocity is not just about self-preservation, it's about shielding Finn and their children from a darkness Steffi senses could consume them all if given the chance. Desperate to redirect her thoughts, Steffi urges the group to focus on other matters, though the shadow of Luna looms large. Ridge, still bristling with concern, probes whether Luna has attempted contact since her unsettling visit to Steffi's home. Steffi confirms that there's been no communication since that disturbing encounter, but the memory of it lingers like a bad dream. She acknowledges Finn's burden of guilt, a belief that he somehow contributed to Luna's troubled path. A detail we can imagine stems from whispered late-night confessions between husband and wife under the dim glow of their bedroom lamp. Despite this, Steffi and Finn have drawn a firm line. Luna cannot be part of their lives. Hope, ever the voice of cautious doubt, questions whether Luna can be believed, a skepticism Steffi echoes with fierce conviction. Trusting Luna, Steffi warns, is a gamble none of them can afford, her words carrying the weight of someone who has stared into the abyss and lived to tell the tale. Ridge, his protective instincts in overdrive, lets out a frustrated grunt as he laments the ordeal Steffi must endure. He offers a tender note of admiration, suggesting that Steffi's grandmother would be proud of her relentless fight to safeguard her family. Steffi's response is bittersweet. She acknowledges that Finn never sought this chaos, yet affirms he is worth every battle she fights. Picture her touching a small locket at her neck, a keepsake from Finn, perhaps a subtle gesture of the love that fuels her determination. But her final warning rings clear. Placing any trust in Luna would be a catastrophic misstep. The episode leaves viewers with a sense of foreboding, as the Forrester family steels itself against a threat that feels both personal and unpredictable. Next, we will learn about the charged confrontations and emotional reckonings unfolding in the latest episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. This gripping installment dives into the turbulent dynamics between Elektra, Will, and the dangerously unpredictable Luna Nozawa. While Sheila Sharp wrestles with her past demons to steer her granddaughter away from a destructive path. With family loyalties tested and dark obsessions threatening to erupt, the stakes couldn't be higher in Los Angeles. Join us as we unpack this dramatic narrative, weaving in fresh details and deeper insights to bring every tense moment to life. The episode begins in the bustling design office at Forrester Creations, where Will Spencer vents his frustration to Elektra over her bold confrontation with the volatile Luna. His concern is palpable as he criticizes Luna's desperate need for attention, urging Elektra to avoid giving her the satisfaction of a reaction. Elektra, however, stands her ground with fiery determination, refusing to let anyone intimidate or belittle their family. Picture Will pacing near a drafting table littered with fabric swatches, his brow furrowed as he struggles to balance protectiveness with frustration. Moments later, Katie Logan enters the scene, her expression darkening when Will relays how Luna issued threats against Elektra. Katie, with a motherly sternness, cautions that Luna's instability makes any direct clash a reckless gamble. Her voice tinged with worry as she recalls whispered rumors of Luna's unpredictable behavior circulating through the Forrester halls. Elektra, undeterred, insists she's not afraid, her defiance masking a flicker of unease we can imagine she hides behind a steely gaze. Will interjects with a protective edge, clarifying that this isn't about Elektra's courage but about the sheer recklessness of engaging with someone as unhinged as Luna. Katie nods in agreement, suggesting there are wiser ways to handle such a volatile situation, perhaps by involving security or legal measures, a detail reflecting her pragmatic approach. Electra, however, reveals a deeper wound, confessing she's exhausted by individuals like Luna who bulldoze over others without consequence. She shares a haunting memory of Remy, someone from her past who left her feeling utterly powerless. A backstory we can envision unfolding in a series of painful flashbacks that fuel her current resolve. The trio reflects on a parallel incident, Steffi's harrowing encounter with Sheila that ended in gunfire, hating the tension. Will admits he couldn't bear the thought of something similar happening to Electra, his voice cracking with raw emotion as he imagines a world without her vibrant presence by his side. Katie lowers her voice to a grave whisper, warning that Luna could unravel at the slightest provocation, a ticking time bomb in their midst. They reminisce about Luna's earlier days at Forrester, recalling her once sweet and compassionate demeanor that masked the monster within, a deception that stings even now. Electra, with a shiver, admits she glimpsed Luna's true nature during their confrontation, a chilling emptiness in her eyes that spoke of untold darkness. Yet, in a surprising twist, she reveals Sheila stepped in to defend her, a moment that leaves Katie visibly stunned. We can picture Katie's jaw dropping as she processes this unlikely alliance, her mind racing with questions about Sheila's motives. Later, in a private exchange, Will turns to Electra with a mix of awe and admiration, confessing he's blown away by her fearless streak, playfully declaring he's struck gold with a partner as formidable as she. This light-hearted moment offers a brief respite before the storm intensifies. Meanwhile, across town, Sheila ushers Luna into the quiet of her apartment, seeking a private space away from the prying eyes at El Giardino to address mounting tensions. Luna, brimming with resentment, lashes out, claiming she's too much even for someone as notorious as Sheila Carter. Her voice drips with bitterness as she questions why her grandmother, who professes love, is so eager to push her out of Los Angeles. We can imagine Luna clutching a childhood keepsake, a small, worn trinket as she sulks, symbolizing her desperate cling to familial bonds she feels slipping away, accusing Sheila of being just like everyone else who's abandoned her. Sheila, with a heavy heart, counters that her actions stem from a desire to protect, reminding Luna of her extraordinary fortune to be free after such great misdeeds. She probes whether Luna is willing to squander this second chance over a fleeting infatuation with Will, a fixation Sheila fears could lead to ruin. Luna dismisses the accusation with a scoff, insisting she was merely toying with Will for amusement, but Sheila's stern gaze cuts through the pretense. With a voice hardened by experience, Sheila warns that Luna can't afford to play games after taking two lives, a stark reminder of the blood on her hands. Reflecting on her own tumultuous past, Sheila confesses she wishes she'd had a guiding hand to pull her back from the brink during her darker days, a poignant detail we can envision as a fleeting memory of a younger Sheila, lost and alone. Luna, her frustration boiling over, declares she doesn't care about Will or Electra. Her true longing is for family, for Sheila and her father. Then, their argument escalates as Sheila insists she's not the enemy, her tone softening as she urges Luna to build a life elsewhere. Warning of an obsession she saw igniting in Luna's eyes, a dangerous gleam Sheila recognizes from her own past mistakes. She cautions that Electra's provocations could push Luna to a breaking point, speaking from a place of hard-earned wisdom. The conversation takes a raw, emotional turn as Luna challenges Sheila's decision to remain in LA, pointing out their shared yearning for Finn's acceptance as the anchor keeping them there. Sheila admits her love for Deacon and their life at the restaurant, but also the constant judgment she faces, a burden she fears Luna will inherit if she stays. With tears in her eyes, Sheila professes her love for Luna but stresses the necessity of a fresh start far from this city of temptations and triggers. Luna, desperate for connection, reminds Sheila how much family means to her, a plea underscored by the pain of finally finding a grandparent who accepts her only to be cast aside. We can picture Luna's hands trembling as she begs Sheila to keep her close, her voice breaking with the weight of rejection. Sheila, racked with guilt, admits sending Luna away pains her, yet she remains firm, revealing her own struggles and how Deacon's love has been her salvation, hinting at darker paths she might have taken without it. Luna, her emotions spiraling, seeks reassurance, pleading for Sheila to admit she doesn't want her to leave, clinging to the memory of Sheila's acceptance as a pinnacle of joy in her life. She accuses Sheila of prioritizing her perfect existence with Deacon over their bond, a wound deepened by her belief that she's disrupting that harmony. Sheila counters that her concern is genuine, though she admits Luna's fixation on Will is more serious than she claims, a pattern of obsession common to people like them who'll stop at nothing to claim what they desire. Luna, tears streaming, vows to change, but Sheila warns she'll only disappoint her if she stays, as Deacon and, crucially, Finn will never welcome her. In a final chilling twist, Luna rants against Steffi as the barrier to their happiness, darkly musing how different life could be if Steffi were removed from the equation. A sinister suggestion that hangs heavy in the air as we imagine Sheila's horrified reaction to the depths of Luna's desperation. As The Bold and the Beautiful weaves this intricate tale of conflict and longing, the fractured relationships between Luna, Sheila, and the extended Forrester family promise more explosive turns ahead. Will Sheila's warnings penetrate Luna's obsession, or will her dangerous ideas take root? Stick with the NB Spoilers channel for every update, and share your thoughts below. How do you see this volatile situation unfolding? We're eager to hear your predictions.